There's a lot of people that have dreams and aspirations of doing stuff that you do. And, so what was it that you felt was your calling as a youngster to entertain, to want to be in film, music or movies, or do
Well, I may have been, I won 2 years in a row. I won the Spear Lake, Iowa grade school Halloween competition.
sweet?
One, the first year I was a hobo and I put on a beard and I tattered clothes. And then the second year I was Zorro. I played, yeah, switched it up on him. And so,
Yeah.
but really, I was a kind of athlete in high school and I had no interest in doing anything but that. And then when I went to college, I played some sports briefly, and then I took an elective course, a non-major course in acting because my friend George Finley was a baseball player at the University of Minnesota and said, should take that acting. I said, all actors are crazy. I don't man, that'd be you like Marlon Brando in The Wild One, and you like Lee Marvin, old movies. And I said, yeah. He said, well, that's acting. I said, all right. So I took the course and I changed my major from history and I stopped wrestling and I just went actor. And that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
it's
so yeah, so
George Finley.
that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah. You say it's, yeah, sometimes you just never know where life's going to take you. It's a totally opposite path that you thought originally. What sports did you play? You did wrestling?
Well, I played football, man. I was a wrestler. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did
did
did you
well.
play any hockey there in Minnesota
Oh, yeah,
area?
sure. I played hockey. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah. Yeah.
played hockey. Yeah. It
When I
was
moved,
crazy when we played hockey. Look, we didn't, we didn't have any mouthpieces. We didn't have any helmets. It was just, nobody wore it back in the day, it's
oh
wild.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
we used to flood our rink. We had three houses. Well, we lived in a house and then the house next to us, and all 3 yards, we flooded all 3 yards with water and it froze. And so we had a hockey rink. And so then all the neighborhood, it was an Irish Catholic neighborhood. And there was like a ton of kids. I think there was 30 kids on my block.
Wow.
And half of them were boys and all of them played hockey. So it was like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. You had your own ice rink. Yeah. I grew up in the same kind of neighborhood. So I don't know if we had 30, but we had a lot. It was
Mm.
always like the little rascals, that's for sure. That was the one real cool thing about moving to Minnesota was that in the wintertime, every park that I in sight had put up a hockey rink. And the
Yep.
coolest thing, we'd go there and play, but the coolest thing ever for us is we lived in Bloomington and Bud Grant on snow days when we couldn't go to school and we're all getting our hockey stuff and our skates ready to go down to the lake on Anderson Lake, and he'd plow it off and the local kids to go out and play hockey.
Were you in Hobson's or Wayzata, or where were you at? What was the town?
Uh, no, with Bloomington. Yeah, we were in
Bloomington,
Bloomington.
just Bloomington. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he had a house right there on Bush Lake Road, um,
Wow.
between Anderson and Bush Lakes. Yeah, we used to
Yeah,
go fishing there and hockey.
my in-laws lived over there.
Yeah, it's a nice area. Yeah, cold as cold can get, though. I'll tell you that.
That's why I live in Minnesota. I raised my kids in Minnesota in Los Angeles, but every year we would go back to Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's great. It's fun.